We are here at the press conference. Richard Riakporhe in action this weekend against Dion. A big domestic dust-up as he closes in on a world title shot, hopefully at some stage late this year. Got Spencer Oliver alongside me. Spencer, this is a tricky task for Richard this weekend.
James, it is really tricky, mate. Dion is one of those guys. He's undefeated, but he's been under the radar. Not too many people heard about him, but people in the boxing world know. Tricky southpaw who can whack a little bit. People like Richard Riakporhe used to look up to this guy, and Dumas been sort of overtaken. Riakporhe sort of hit the limelight with Sky pushing him behind him. Got that WBC 7 ranking. He's the kid everyone's looking at. But Dion Dumas, a dangerous guy. He's coming in here oozing confidence. You know, Gary, his trainer, he's saying to me, "Look, Spence, we know what we've got in front of us. We really fancy this one. It's a fight, yeah. It's a difficult fight. This one. It's a lot closer than what people give it credit for."
I'm really excited to see Dan Aziz in action because what he did against Jose Burton last year, devastating. And when you look at the fight that's just been made between Joshua Buatsi and Craig Richards, Dan will be thinking, I want to be seen in the same light as some of these light heavyweights because it's such a great domestic scene.
Yeah, they want to fast track Dan Aziz. That's what they're talking about doing. Matthew Tinker is another one, mate. This bill is one of those fights where you look at one side of the card and you go, yep, I know him, Dan Aziz, because Sky have done a great job of building him up. Richard Riakporhe, I know him. Dion Dumas, yeah, no, I'm not sure. I think I might have heard of him. Matthew Tinker, no one's heard of Matthew Tinker. Actually, he beat Dan Aziz as an amateur. His whole pro career is spent in New York. He's got 8-0, 6 KOs. No one really knows him over here. He's a dangerous guy. He's got a great boxing IQ. He's long, he's rangy. He likes to counter punch. Aziz, as we know, he's like quite bullish, likes to get in there and all that. But if he can get close, then he wins the fight. But Tinker will try and keep it long, and he's a smart guy. So again, this could be another tough fight. You know, the bookies got this massively for Aziz, and everything's looking for Aziz and where he's going to go from here. Those big names, is it Joshua Buatsi, is it Lyndon Arthur? You know, they're talking about these sort of names. He's got to get over Tinker first. This is another good fight.
I wanted to ask you about the situation with Anthony Joshua. It seems to change every week due to the uncertainty in Ukraine. It does look like Oleksander Usyk is going to be ready for the rematch in June. Now, there was some talk about an interim fight for AJ. Maybe that would have been a good thing. What are your thoughts now? It does look like it's Usyk once again this summer.
Yeah, you know what? It's a difficult one because I spoke to Anthony Joshua about this. I spoke to him after he had the loss. And I said to him, you know, what's the route you're going to go down? What you can do is Spencer, I need to go back in there and I need to right the wrongs. He said, and that's what I'm going to do. I've got to go in there. I realised where I was going wrong. I tried to outbox the smartest boxer in the world. It didn't work for me. I've got to find the old AJ, that rawness in my stomach. I'm going back in there. And I'm thinking, oh, really? I don't want you to do that, mate, if I'm totally honest, because, like, stylistically, slick southpaw, who's building momentum. Now he's going to have that confidence that actually can stand with you. Yeah, so I was quite pleased when I heard that the fight was off. You're not pleased for the reasons why the fight was off. I think that, you know, what Oleksander Usyk's doing, what Lomachenko is doing is incredible. Like, you know, they're representing their country. By the way, Lomachenko has chose to stay in the army. He's now cancelled his fight with Kambosos. Shows what that means. They're passionate guys. You know, they love and fight for their country. Oleksander Usyk's now got this opportunity. He's going to take that. Yes, it's a tough one for AJ, it really is. I mean, listen, my heart's with AJ. He's my boy, and I want him to go in there and right the wrongs. But to do that, he's got to rip up the script, man. He's got to go in there and he's got to roll the dice early and just take the fight to him, and he can outman him, because if he tries to box him again, he's in trouble.
I was hoping that we'd grab a word with Angel Fernandez today because, of course, he's Richard Riakporhe's main trainer, and AJ's made the decision, despite the fact he went out to the States and worked with the likes of Virgil Hunter, the fact he's going to stay with someone he's been in camp with for the last 3 years. What did you make of that? Was that a slight surprise?
No, it wasn't really a surprise for me, if I'm totally honest. I think that, you know, AJ's his own man, and he realises that he needs certain people around him to, you know, to right the wrongs that went on in that fight. So he's been circulating, and he's been moving around trying to find the right trainer. He's chose Fernandez because he felt that that's where it was. It's not like it was just a decision where he's gone and trained with one guy and gone, oh, this feels good, this feels right. You know, he went over to the States and he trained with all the top trainers over there, and he was looking for the right guy that felt that he could add something to his arsenal to get him over the line against Oleksander Usyk. He felt that Angel Fernandez is the guy for that. So yeah, credit to him. AJ knows what he's doing, trust me.
finally, less than a month to go until the big one at Wembley Stadium, just a few metres away. Tyson Fury defending his WBC crown against Dillian Whyte. And we've just spoken to Dean Whyte, and he says that this silence is going to remain until fight week. What do you make of that, the fact that Dillian is going to remain completely silent until fight week?
Listen, it's a smart move. I think that because it gets people talking, and that's what ultimately they want to do. They want to, they want to sell box office sales. So by him going radio silence is a smart move, because you're never going to out-talk Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's king of the mind games, he's master of the mind games. So Dillian Whyte's just, Fury would tie him up in knots when it comes to the back and forth between the two. So he's chose to go radio silence. That's a good move from him, because the fight still sells, probably sells even more, and Fury's got no one to argue with but himself. So yeah, I think it's a smart move by Dillian Whyte, and it's a good fight. It's a good fight for a number of reasons. Tyson Fury obviously will start a heavy favourite, and he should. He's the world #1 heavyweight, by a long shot after that performance against Deontay Wilder. But Dillian Whyte is one of these guys, mate, that's just awkward. He's tricky. He's got long arms. He's got that unorthodox style. He throws shots, that big left hook. He's dangerous with the right hand as well. He's got a chance in this, Dillian Whyte. He's probably got a better chance than a lot of people think. He really has. I go back with Dillian Whyte from the days when he beat Anthony Joshua as an amateur. And the way, Joshua, and I've seen Joshua sparring with him, he's one of those guys, Dillian Whyte, that he's tough to work out. He's very unpredictable, and he may cause Tyson Fury a few problems. I think Fury wins, because I think Fury's great at working people out. And as we've seen, he can sit in the pocket, he can have a fight, and he can also box at range. He ticks all the boxes, Fury, but Dillian Whyte can whack, man. If we look back at Lucas Brown with that left hook, wow, mate, you've never seen someone get knocked out as bad as that. And if he pulls one of them out the bag, who knows?